You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, by Jen Sincero. Introduction. Let me tell you a story about a mattress salesman. It's a strange place to begin, I know. But bear with me. A woman, our guide for today, finds herself in a mattress store, trying to solve a peculiar problem, a lingering pain in her feet from a rather dramatic bowling accident. Her acupuncturist told her a firmer mattress was the answer. As she's testing one out, lying there in that slightly awkward, public way we all do, the salesman decides to join her. Not standing at the foot of the bed, mind you, but lying right beside her, staring at the ceiling as if they were old friends at a sleepover. He's nice enough, knowledgeable about memory foam and coil counts, but she's frozen. She wants to ask him to get up, to give her some space, but she can't. Why? Because she doesn't want to embarrass him. Instead of speaking up, she quietly sneaks out of the store, her mission unaccomplished, her foot pain unresolved. She chose discomfort and failure over a single moment of potential awkwardness. This small, almost comical moment is a window into a profound truth about why so many of us feel stuck. We are living by a set of invisible rules, rules we never agreed to, passed down through generations like a family recipe for disappointment. We are victims, as one artist put it, of the rules we live by. The book we're exploring today is a declaration of independence from those rules. It's called You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, written by Jen Sincero. This isn't just a book, it's a cultural phenomenon. It has spent years on bestseller lists, sold millions of copies, and has been translated into dozens of languages, awakening a global audience to a simple yet revolutionary idea. The life you want is available to you, right now, but you have to get out of your own way to live it. Jen Sincero wasn't born a guru on a mountaintop. She was a writer and musician living in a rickety-ass apartment, eating dollar tacos, and feeling deeply, profoundly unimpressed with her own life. She felt like she was going through the motions, living a lukewarm existence with only occasional flare-ups of the awesomeness she knew, deep down, she was capable of. Her journey from that apartment to becoming a world-traveling coach and author is the heart of this book. It's a journey from wanting to change to deciding to change. And by the end of our time together, you'll understand the invisible forces that have been shaping your own life, what Sincero calls the big snooze, and you will hold the keys to waking up, embracing your inner power, and finally start living the awesome life you were meant to live. Book summary. When you first arrived on this planet, you were a masterpiece of presence. You didn't worry about the past or the future. You didn't critique your body or question your worth. You were simply a perfect, unfiltered human being. So, what happened? Well, life happened. From the moment you could take it all in, the world began filling you up with beliefs about money, about love, about what's possible, about who you are. These messages came from parents, teachers, and society at large. And your young, developing mind accepted them as truth. Your mother, who learned it from her mother, may have come from a long line of people who believed that confrontation was terrifying or that children should be seen and not heard. These weren't bad people, they were just passing on the software they were running. Sincero explains that we have two minds, the conscious and the subconscious. Our conscious mind is the one we're aware of. It's the voice that analyzes, worries, judges, and obsesses over things like big ears or where we left the car keys. But here's the secret, it's not the one in charge. The real captain of your ship is the subconscious mind. It's the part of your brain that was fully developed when you were born, the part that runs on feelings, instincts, and the unfiltered information it gathered when you were a child. It believes everything it was told, because it has no filter to distinguish truth from fiction. If you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees or watching relationships crumble into drama, your subconscious mind recorded that as fact. Now, as an adult, your conscious mind might desperately want financial abundance and a loving partner, but your subconscious, the one actually driving the bus, is hitting the brakes, protecting you from the struggle and pain it believes money and love will bring. Sincero calls this being like a car with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You're trying to move forward, but an invisible force is holding you back. This is why we so often feel stuck, mystified by why we can't achieve what we consciously desire. The first step to freedom, she says, is to become aware of these limiting subconscious beliefs, to finally see the invisible cage you've been living in. Once you see the cage, the next question is, where do you find the key? For Sincero, the key has a name that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. She calls it the G word. But she encourages you to call it whatever you like: the universe, source energy, the mother lode, spirit, the force. The name doesn't matter. What matters is understanding that you are connected to a limitless, intelligent power that flows through everything. She breaks it down into a simple, powerful framework based on the law of attraction. First, the universe is made of source energy. Second, all energy vibrates at a certain frequency, and that includes you, your thoughts, and everything you desire. Third, and most importantly, vibration attracts like vibration. Think of it like a radio. If you want to listen to your favorite station, you have to tune your dial to the right frequency. You can't tune into the classical station and expect to hear hip-hop. In the same way, you cannot vibrate at a low frequency, feeling worried, needy, or convinced of your own unworthiness, and expect to attract high-frequency experiences like joy, abundance, and love. The universe will always match the vibration you put out. This is why, Sincero explains, when you're in a great mood, more good things seem to happen. And when you're in a foul mood, the universe seems to conspire against you. It's not a coincidence, it's a reflection of your energetic frequency. To truly change your life, you have to do more than just think positive thoughts. You have to raise your frequency. You have to believe that everything you want is not only possible, but is already available to you, waiting for you to tune in. This connection to source energy is most accessible in one place: the present moment. Sincero shares a story from a yoga class, where the instructor told everyone to get into something called pigeon pose. If you've ever done it, you know it can be intense. As she's folded into this uncomfortable position, her mind starts racing. My hip is going to rip, I'm going to get stuck, how am I going to get out of this, why won't this guy stop talking? Her mind is in the future, projecting disaster. Then, for a moment, she lets go. She breathes. She surrenders to the now. The pain vanishes, the panic subsides, and she feels a deep connection to something much larger than herself. And then, just as quickly, her mind kicks back in, and the cycle of worry begins again. This, she says, is how most of us go through life, flip-flopping between moments of pure presence and getting lost in the frantic chatter of our own minds. We spend our precious time worrying about the future or reliving the past, completely missing the miracle that is happening right here, right now. The money you want already exists. The person you want to meet is already alive. The life you dream of is available, now, waiting for you to stop chasing squirrels in your brain and show up to the party. Being present gets you out of your head and connects you to source energy, which raises your frequency and attracts to you all the good things that are already here, waiting for you to notice. But there's a part of you that actively works to keep you out of the present moment. It's a part that thrives on fear, doubt, and staying exactly where you are. Sincero gives it a brilliant and fitting name: the big snooze. Or, BS for short. The big snooze is your shadow self, your ego, the part of you that operates from all those limiting beliefs you picked up in childhood. Its main job is to keep you safe inside your comfort zone. It loves the past and the future, because the present moment, where your true power lies, is its greatest threat. Your true self, on the other hand, is your superhero self. It's connected to source energy, it's love-based, and it knows you are limitless. It lives in the now and believes in miracles. The central battle of your life is between your true self and the big snooze. And when you finally decide to wake up and make massive changes, the big snooze will fight you tooth and nail. It's like an overprotective mother who doesn't just want you to stay home, she wants you to live with her forever. The moment you try to sneak out to the rockin' party that is your new life, she will do whatever it takes to stop you. This is why, Sincero warns, when you take a great leap forward, life often seems to get worse before it gets better. You quit your soul-crushing job to start your dream business, and suddenly your car breaks down, your computer crashes, and your roof caves in. This isn't the universe conspiring against you. It's the big snooze creating chaos, trying to sabotage your efforts and scare you back into your familiar, risk-free reality. Every successful person has been through this. They know that growth isn't for the faint of heart. Sincero tells the story of a client who quit his high-paying job to start his dream company. The BS hit the fan immediately. He got 2 flat tires, his babysitter crashed his car, a water main exploded under his kitchen, and, I am not making this up, he got hit by a bus. But he never gave up. Today, he's his own boss, doing what he loves and traveling the world. The message is clear: when the chaos hits, don't take it as a sign you should quit. Take it as a sign that you are on the right track, that you are so close to a breakthrough that the big snooze is throwing a full-blown tantrum. Stay the course. Because on the other side of that chaos is a reality that is the perfect expression of you. So how do we win this battle? How do we embrace our inner badass and quiet the big snooze for good? Sincero says it all begins with the simplest, yet most powerful act of all: self-love. She puts it beautifully: we arrive here as perfect little bundles of joy and then spend the rest of our lives learning to unlove ourselves. How ridiculous is that? The antidote is to consciously and deliberately fall back in love with the one you is. This isn't about arrogance or conceit. Those things come from a lack of self-love. True self-love is a deep, unshakable connection to your highest self. It's about appreciating how special you are. There will never be another person exactly like you, with your unique gifts and perspective. You are, as Sincero says, kind of a big deal. To cultivate this, she offers a few powerful tools. First, affirmations. It might feel silly at first, repeating phrases like "I am brilliant, bright, and beautiful," but you're essentially rewiring your brain. You're replacing the old, negative programming with new, empowering truths. The more emotion you can feel while saying them, the more powerful they become. Second, do things you love. When you constantly deny yourself the experiences that make you feel alive, you're sending a message to your subconscious that you aren't worthy of joy. Make enjoying your life a priority. Take care of yourself as if you're the most awesome person you've ever met. Third, forgive yourself. This one is huge. Every human makes mistakes. Dragging around guilt and self-criticism is utterly pointless and keeps you vibrating at a low frequency. Forgiveness means giving up all hope for a better past. It's about choosing to feel good now. And finally, a critical rule for self-love: stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison, Sincero writes, is the fastest way to take all the fun out of life. Your journey is unique. It's none of your business what other people are doing. All that matters is that you are pleased with what you are creating. Avoid comparison like the plague. As you start to love yourself more, something magical happens. You begin to care less and less about what other people think of you. Imagine how liberating it would be to not give a single crap about anyone else's opinion of you. Sincero argues that this is essential if you want to reach your full potential. The only questions you ever need to ask yourself are, is this what I want? Is this taking me in the direction I want to go? And is it going to hurt anyone else in the process? She reminds us that what other people think of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Their opinions are filtered through their own beliefs, insecurities, and life experiences. Two people can watch the same movie. One can be moved to tears, the other can demand their money back. It's not about the movie, it's about the moviegoers. Your job is not to manage their reactions. Your job is to stay connected to your own truth. When you base your self-worth on outside approval, you hand over all your power. But when you love yourself and trust your own intuition, you become a superhero. This journey of self-love and self-trust ultimately leads you to one of life's most important questions. What are you doing here? What is your unique purpose? Sincero believes that every single person is born with valuable gifts to share with the world. Your purpose is your gift, and a gift is meant to be given. When you find your calling and design your life around sharing it, that's when the real party begins. You feel aligned with your highest, most powerful self. But how do you find it, especially if you feel lost or confused? She offers some beautiful advice. First, she says, be the alien. Imagine you are an alien who has just swooped down and inhabited your body. Everything is new. You have no past baggage, no tired old excuses. Looking at this life with fresh eyes, what is this person you've inhabited so obviously awesome at? What resources and opportunities are at their fingertips? This exercise can reveal the staggering possibilities you take for granted every day. Next, take the first right step. Instead of trying to figure out the perfect grand plan, just do something. Most answers reveal themselves through doing, not thinking. Follow what feels good in the moment, and it will lead you through a most excellent life. And perhaps most importantly, follow your fantasies. What do you daydream about when you're staring out a window? Our fantasies, Sincero says, are the most revealing peepholes into who we are and what we think is awesome. They are our realities in an excuse-free world. Someone is out there living your fantasy, so why couldn't it be you? What if you had the audacity to go for the most exciting thing you ever dared to imagine? That, she promises, would be living. To truly live this way requires a deep connection to that source energy we talked about earlier. And one of the most powerful ways to strengthen that connection is through meditation. Sincero calls it sitting still and thinking about nothing. It's surprisingly simple, and surprisingly hard. The goal is to quiet the relentless chatter of your mind so you can connect to Source and listen to your inner guidance. Even just 5 minutes a day can be life-changing. It brings you into the present moment, raises your frequency, relaxes you, and strengthens your intuition. It's like riding the airstream of awesomeness. Meditation helps you master your own mind. And this is critical, because as Sincero puts it, your brain is your bitch. Our thoughts are the most powerful tools we have. It is through our thoughts that we create our realities. This means you have the power to change your reality, right now, simply by changing your thoughts. Most of us get this backward. We demand to see the evidence before we believe something is true. We say, when I have the money, I'll believe I'm abundant. Sincero says you have to flip it. You have to change your thinking first, and then the evidence will appear. You have to have faith in the not yet seen. Your job isn't to know how it's going to happen. Your job is to know what you want, and to be open to receiving the how. She shares the incredible story of a client, a bartender and poet, who went to Tuscany and fell in love with a villa that was for sale. She had no money, but she knew in her soul it was her house. She asked the owners to take it off the market, flew home, and started asking for ideas, despite everyone telling her she was insane. Eventually, after many twists and turns, she figured out a way to pre-sell blocks of time in the house to raise the money to buy it. Today, she owns the villa. She succeeded because she believed her new reality was the truth, even when all the evidence pointed to the contrary. This leads us to a central theme in the book: the power of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just good manners, it's a state of being. When you are in a state of gratitude, you are at a very high frequency, which connects you to source energy and puts you in a powerful position to manifest more good things into your life. When you are grateful, Sincero writes, fear disappears and abundance appears. But here's where it gets really powerful. She introduces what she calls the high holy moly of manifesting, mixing unwavering faith with unwavering gratitude for that which you do not yet have. It sounds ridiculous, but you're essentially being grateful for your imaginary life, as if it's already real. Sincero does this with parking spots. She approaches every parking search with a calm, knowing certainty that the perfect spot already exists and is waiting for her. And she is genuinely grateful for it before it appears. And it always does. Being in gratitude for the not yet manifested sends a powerful message to the universe that you know what you desire already exists, and it puts you at the right frequency to receive it. This journey requires letting go of old hurts. This is where forgiveness comes in. Holding on to resentment, Sincero explains, is like taking poison and waiting for your enemies to die. Forgiveness isn't about letting the other person off the hook, it's about letting yourself off the hook. It's about putting your desire to feel good before your desire to be right. You find compassion, you let go of the need for an apology, and you decide you'd rather be happy than right. Once you've cleared out the internal clutter of fear, resentment, and limiting beliefs, it's time to take action. This is where we separate the doers from the spewers. So many people talk about change, read the books, and attend the seminars, but they are ultimately unwilling to get uncomfortable enough to make anything happen. Sincero's mantra is blunt: done is better than perfect. Stop preparing, stop waiting until you feel ready. You could get run over by an ice cream man tomorrow. Just start. Now. She shares the story of getting her first job as a festival production coordinator, a job for which she was completely unqualified. She fudged her resume, marched into the interview, and got the job. That night, she lay awake in terror, realizing what she'd done. But instead of quitting, she decided to rise to the occasion and do whatever it took to succeed. And she pulled it off spectacularly. So often, she says, when we say we're unqualified, what we're really saying is we're too scared to try. If you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If you're not, you'll find an excuse. The final piece of the puzzle is one of the most difficult: surrender. Imagine you see the most beautiful butterfly in the world. You become obsessed, you must have it. You grab a net and chase it relentlessly around the garden for hours, only to scare it away. It's only when you stop trying so desperately, relax, and surrender your desire to the universe that the butterfly calmly comes and lands on your nose. Surrender isn't about giving up. It's about letting go energetically. It's about releasing your kung fu grip on the outcome and creating space for what you want to come to you. It's about allowing, not forcing. Your faith in the universe must be stronger than your fear of not getting what you want. You get clear on what you want, you take joyful, passionate action, you stay in a state of gratitude, and then, you let it go. You free fall backward into the unknown, trusting that the universe will catch you. In the end, all of these principles, self-love, gratitude, decision, action, surrender, are about one thing: giving yourself permission to be who you truly are. To pursue your dreams with the belief that anything is possible. To stop denying yourself the life you want to live because you're worried you're not good enough or that you'll be judged. As Sincero beautifully concludes, you are here for a reason. You are here to shine your big-ass ball of fire onto this world. A world that, she reminds us, literally depends on light to survive. You are powerful. You are loved. You are surrounded by miracles. And you are a badass. Commentary. What a ride! Reading You Are a Badass is like getting a pep talk from your coolest, funniest, and wisest friend, the one who isn't afraid to call you out on your nonsense but does it with so much love you can't help but listen. The true genius of Jen Sincero's work isn't that she invented groundbreaking new spiritual theories. The concepts she talks about, the law of attraction, the power of thought, the importance of self-love, have been around for ages. Her magic is in the delivery. She takes these profound, often intimidating ideas and serves them up with a side of hilarious stories, sharp wit, and a refreshing dose of profanity. She makes enlightenment feel accessible, like something you could achieve between your morning coffee and your afternoon commute. The most powerful lesson, for me, is the idea of the big snooze. It's such a perfect metaphor for the subtle, insidious ways we sabotage our own happiness. We think our struggles are unique and complicated, but Sincero simplifies it. She holds up a mirror and says, "See that? That's just your fear, dressed up in a fancy costume, trying to keep you small." By giving it a name, she demystifies it. She turns the monster under the bed into a grumpy roommate you can learn to ignore. And her emphasis on decision over wanting is a critical distinction. We can spend our whole lives wanting things, to be healthier, wealthier, happier. But wanting is passive. It can be done from the couch. Deciding, on the other hand, is an act of power. It's a commitment. It's when you finally tell the universe and yourself that you are no longer available for a life that is less than the one you are meant to live. If you're going to take anything from our time together today, let it be these 3 simple actions. First, identify just one of your stories. Just one of those limiting beliefs you tell yourself, maybe without even realizing it. I'm not a creative person. I'm terrible with money. I'll never find the right partner. Just notice it. Acknowledge it. See it for what it is, a story, not a fact. Second, do what Sincero suggests and find a replacement. Create one simple, powerful affirmation to counter that story. If your story is "I'm not good enough," your affirmation can be, "I am one with the universe. The universe is awesome and so am I." Say it. Feel it. Let it start to rewire your brain. And third, do one thing this week that you love, just for the joy of it. Not because it's productive or because you should, but simply because it makes you feel alive. It's a small act, but it's a powerful declaration of self-love. That was a summary of You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. We've journeyed through the core ideas today, but I have to be honest with you, a summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you walk the path yourself. The true magic happens in the quiet moments of reading, when a particular story or a simple phrase connects with you in a way you didn't expect. This podcast is designed to help you decide if this book deserves your time. If anything we've talked about has sparked something inside you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's an experience that can genuinely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable, please take a moment to like this episode and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next journey into another life-changing book from the billionaire's bookshelf. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep growing together.